Hey all, Lawrence from Express Unity here, and today we're going to be doing a little bit more stuff with our Playfab catalog. More specifically, what I want to do is, let me see where I put it. So all these items here, right? Sword, fish, candy, book, whatever. They all have a cost. And right now we're setting them manually both in Playfab and within and inside Unity. So what I want to do is I want to add these items into first our Playfab catalog, and then I want to actually make it so we actually call upon the API to get the amount instead of setting the price in two locations. So what we're gonna want to do first, let me just think. Again, another unplanned video. I don't really have the time at the moment to plan these out properly, so please excuse me if I make any mistakes in these videos. Still, hopefully you learn something from them. Anyway, so just trying to think how I can do this. So I guess we can go into the Playfab manager and let's create a new public void called get item prices, and in here we're going to want to call the Playfab client API catalog get catalog items, and this is going to require a get catalog items request. So get catalog item request, and we just call it request equal new get catalog item request, and this has a single string that you can set. This is the catalog version. So in my case, I want to be getting the items within the items catalog, and so all I need to do is make this string equal to items. Now what I want to do is pass in the request and then do our usual thing of creating our result callback. Whoops. Result callback and creating our error callback. And we'll just format this so it's easier to read. Alrighty, so the result has a few things. The first one is a catalog, and this is the main thing that we want to be using, as it's the array of items that our catalog contains. So what we want to do is create a new catalog item, and that's actually going to be a list of catalog items, and we'll just call it items. Yeah, we'll call it items, and we'll make it equal to result result dot catalog. And now we can create a for each of catalog items. We'll just call it I inside items. Oh my goodness, I cannot. Oh, items. There we go. So now with this catalog item, we have a few things in here. We have our description, display name, and we should have our virtual currency, real currency prices. Override price for this item. No. Price of this item in virtual currency. Okay, so just trying to think which one of those two it is. It'll just be called currency. Let's see. No. Okay, so it's one of these. It's not going to hurt us to just try them both. So let's just go ahead and make this equal to a new int cost equal. Is that not how we do this one? Come on, u in. Interesting. That may give us some issues, but we'll see. I actually just want to debug.log this, because I'm actually not quite sure what that is going to return. Again, like I said, these videos aren't planned. Forgive me if I do stuff slowly. So we just want to call this after we log in. So down here, after get news, we'll call the get items, and we'll just see what we get out of this. Oh, 50. Okay. Alright, cool. So that is indeed what I want. So now what we want to do is each one of these should have a name. So if we just go here, actually I want to look at the basic sword. Basic sword, so that's a name, same as item ID and display name. Okay, so what we can do here, get item prices, is now what we want is to, I believe, for each our actual item, what do we call it? Yeah. So our item, and we'll call this, we'll call it editor items inside of items. Oh wait, hold on. Okay, no, this one's capitalized. Yeah, it's probably gonna get a little bit confusing, but we'll see. So now if we do if editor items dot name is equal to I dot display name, just to be safe, let's do item ID, because we're gonna make them the same anyway, both of these fields. And then all we want to do is do editor items dot cost equal to cost, and we want to convert this into a int. There we go. So for the sake of testing, let's go ahead and complete the rest of our items. So I'm just going to open up the list over here. I'm just going to drag this on the other screen just while I quickly make these items. I should have done this before, sorry. So the first one is going to be book. Select book. Select the currency of gold, and we'll make it the cost 300. Save item. New item. And this one's going to be candy. Candy, display name of candy as well. And then we want to select our gold. Cost can be 800. Now we want to go new item again. This one is going to be crystal. Yeah, crystal. And then we select the amount. We'll make this one 1000. Save it. And excuse me. Next we have fish and potion. So fish. Another thing that you can do is fill in the description here, and then get the description inside the game. Like I showed you before, the catalog has everything that you can change inside Playfab that you can return. So it's pretty handy. So we have fish, and we'll make this the cost of 1,300. And then the last one is potion. And we'll give this the cost of 2,000. Alrighty. So I'm pretty sure that I've set each one differently. Oh, okay. Book is actually called Bible. Okay, so I think it's only book. So book is called Bible, and we've set this to 300. Inside the editor, it is 200. So now So now if we run the game, once it's logged in and it's created our items, it should edit those prices for us. So inside here, scroll view, viewport, content. Actually, let's still getting the items in game. Let's see. Yes, so this is firing on the start. Basically, this for each where we instantiate our items, we are just, yeah, we're probably gonna want to make it inside the result callback underneath, actually after all the for each is done, and then we'll call this other for each, and that should display our updated information. Yep, so a Bible 300, candy 800, these are all the pricing. Let me just move the news window because it's getting in the way. I'm just going to move it to the other side here. Okay, so let's go ahead, maybe change the Bible pricing, and maybe we want the Bible to be 3,000 instead of 300, so we'll save that. And now that should be a global change to the game. Once we've loaded in our items, there it is, our Bible is now worth 3,000 gold. Alright, cool. So, let's go ahead and just change that back. Like so. Now, let's... I'm just trying to think of, like I said in my last video, now that we've done all these other changes, it doesn't really fit my game idea, so I'm not really sure where I should aim for this project to go. So for now, let's call this scroll view, we'll call it drop view. And I'm going to just drag it down a little and create a new text above this. And I'm going to center it all and maybe make it a little bigger. And we'll call this shop. And I'm actually going to copy and paste that. And I'm going to call this other view, in view, inventory view, and let's rename this to inventory. Okay, so basically what my idea is if you have enough gold, you can click on an item, and then if you have enough, and then once you've purchased the item, it then gets put into your inventory here. So we haven't made any kind of interaction with that yet, so let's just try and think of how we can do this. The first thing we want to work on is purchasing an item. So each item that is instantiated, let me see. So we've got a button, and we've got text and price. But there's nothing actually on this button to... Oh, there is a text. We might be able to do it with the text. Yeah, we'll see how we go. Okay, so we're going to want to make a new listener for the onClick event for the buttons. And so what we want to do is o.getComponent, and we want to get the button component, and we want to, let's see, live its onClick.addListener, and I believe if we just do void purchase, just see if this works. That I need to be like this. No. Let me see here. Okay, so real quick, I'm just going to look at the Unity 3D button UI on click add listener, just because I've kind of forgotten how to call a function inside the code. Listener. Oh, I got the wrong way around. So make purchase. Is that how we do it? That is indeed how we do it. Okay. So now this is going to automatically assign this function. So what we want to do, just trying to think. Let's see, can we add parameters? Ask parameters. Delegate. Okay, we'll try that out. Parameters, and we want the string name and a int price. So this will be i.name, and this will be where i.cost. Alright, awesome. So now that we've got that, what we want to do is create a new purchase item request equals new purchase item request, and we want to say request catalog version, and this is going to equal our items catalog. We want to request item ID. This is going to be our name. We want to also request cost price, and this is going to be our price. Then we want to call our Playfab client API purchase item. We want to pass in our request, and then we want to get our result callback and our error callback. And this should be a pretty modular setup. So basically every time a button is made, it gets a new listener for the function make purchase, and that is going to have its own parameters of name and cost depending on how the button is set up. So just in case there are errors, let's debug.log, and we'll do error message. Okay, so we can test this out now. Let's go ahead and firstly go back to Playfab. Let's go to players. Can't really remember. Can't really tell really what user I am. So we'll just wing it. Let's go ahead and click on the buttons. There is no on-click event. Maybe it's hidden. Valid input parameters. Okay, so it is hidden. Let's see. We need to also do our request.virtual currency, and this is going to be our gold. Alright, so let's go ahead. We should have 150 gold. If we purchase the basic sword, we don't get any errors, but if we restart, we should now have 100 gold. We do. And if this is the correct user, we should also have a basic sword. And it is. We've now got a basic sword in our inventory. Great. Now what we want to do is pretty much do the exact same thing as our shop, but over on the inventory. However, we only want to do it with the current items that we have. So for the same setup that we've got here, I'm just going to close all that extra stuff. So we want to get our, I've actually made this a little bit messy, but we're going to want a reference to our other content area here for our inventory. So let's create a new public game object, and we'll call this inventory content. And then really quickly, let's just reference this. Just add the reference in there. And now let's go ahead and let's do void update inventory. So when the game is first launched, what we want to do is Playfab client API dot I believe it's user inventory. If the user's current inventory of virtual goods, it's character inventory. Honestly, I don't really know what the difference between these two are. I can't really remember what I used in my other game. I believe it's get user inventory that I used. And this is going to want a get user inventory request. So get user inventory request. Again, we'll call it request equals to new get user inventory request. And really quick, we'll just see, okay, that's got nothing that we can change, so that's nice and easy. Let's do a request, then our result callback, then our error callback. And let's go ahead and format this a little bit nicer. Alright, so this should have array of inventory items belonging to the user. Awesome. So we want to create a new list of item instance. I'm just going to call it II equals to new, no, equals result dot inventory. Great. So now what we want to do is for each item instance, I'm just going to say I in II. This is the worst coding practice ever, because come later on in your project you're going to forget this. So please name it properly. Don't name it like how I've been naming it. Okay, so basically now what we want to do is copy and paste this inside this for each, and for this bit here we want to call inventory content.transform.position. We then want to set parent to inventory.content. Okay. And now we're going to want to call this for each loop over here. And we're going to call this editor I. Again, really poor naming. Please don't do this. So we're going to do if editor I dot name is equal to I dot item ID. Then we're going to do this, and then text is going to be I dot item ID. Cost is going to be I dot price. For now, let's just make it the same as the editor price for dot cost, and then this is going to be editor I, don't get component, and for now we don't want to add a listener to that, and we want to update the inventory after we get item prices. So if this all works correctly, we should see our basic stored that we just purchased on this window. As everything updates, there we go, we've got a basic stored. Let's go ahead and claim a few of these. So if we restart, I'm not sure how many times I've clicked, but we should have at least 400 or so. Okay, we've got 700. I want, oops, no, I wasn't meant to exit out. I was wanting to get, actually no, let's, I don't think we have enabled stacking. So let's purchase 2 Bibles. Okay, so let's refresh that. We should now have 2 Bibles. There we go, we've got 2 Bibles in our inventory. Awesome. And our gold has also been updated. Again, this is after we edit the after we reset our game. So what you want to do, I'm gonna finish off the video here, as it's gone on a little bit too long. But I mean, make this your own little bit of homework. Basically, figure out a way to update the inventory, update your currency. Yeah, it's only your inventory and currency. Find a way to update it when you buy an item. So when you buy an item, then it'll update over here, and it'll update your gold instead of needing to reset the game every now and then. So hopefully you guys have learnt a bit from this. Sorry if it was a little bit dragged out. Yeah, I've just been a little bit busy. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video and you want to see more, give it a like. Please subscribe, really does help me out a lot. And I'll see you